Have you thought about becoming certified organic?
I did. In fact, day one. Um, However, like you mentioned earlier, um, it's never a matter. Like I realize, doing this business, it's never a matter of starting. It's always the maintaining that's the problem. You know, yeah, you can get a grant to get started, to get certified, but every year you need to be recertified. You need to pay dues, whatever. So, um, and then, not just that part, but also in keeping with, you know, um, to maintain that certification, right? So for us, again, like you said, we're in Hawaii. There's a lot of constraints. One of our biggest expense, if not the biggest expense, is feed. And so, getting organic feed is like you're paying like 200% more than
Yeah,
conventional feed.
yeah.
Um, and I realized, in fact, I was just talking about this last night. Um, I realized that uh, uh, only 10% of our customers are willing to pay for organic prices. So yes, you can charge a premium, you can make more money, but really you're only paying or you're charging a premium because you have to keep up with the maintenance, meaning, organic, everything, um, premium products, right, that you are using for raising the animal. So it's just getting passed on. And like I said, only 10% of our customers are willing to do that. And want to, but I can't do it because it's not gonna be sustainable. Um, it's not gonna sustain the business. And also, um, and this is basic, um, I don't know what you call it, but people decide what they're gonna buy based on price. It doesn't matter if they're rich or not. Um, you know, so most people will pay for something if it is within their means. Um, you know, and then for other people that have the money, it's not an object. So it's still based on, what the price or what their perceived value is. Unfortunately, chicken is so cheap. Um, it's perceived as, uh, of low value, not necessarily low quality, but low value product. So, um, and we're a very small operation. A couple $100 here and there makes a difference for us. Um, so yeah, so that's in a nutshell. That's what um, that's why we're not. Um,
Right on.
yeah,
That's fair. That economics, that microeconomic variable is something that many producers will face, and not only, I mean, it's a higher constraint when you're producing meat, but there's also that constraint when you're producing vegetables as well. There's a few other questions that I wanted to ask you.